You know that feeling, right? That little nagging sense that your ability to just sit down and concentrate is kind of slipping away? That your focus just shatters into a million pieces every day? Well, you are definitely not alone. In this explainer, we're going to dig into why our attention is under attack and, more importantly, who's cashing in on it. Let's dive in. So let's just ask the question right out of the gate. Why is it so hard to just read a book anymore, or follow a long conversation, or even just get one thing done without that twitch to check your phone? This isn't just you failing. It's not a lack of willpower. It's something we're all going through together, and it turns out it even has a name. Yeah, researchers are literally calling this an attention crisis. So that feeling you have, that constant distraction, that mental fog, it's not just in your head. It's a real widespread thing. But okay, before we can figure out what's gone wrong, we need to understand what right even looks like. I mean, what is our attention supposed to be doing for us in the first place? Okay, so let's start there with the diagnosis. What's the actual biological point of having attention? If we can get a handle on its real job, we'll have a much clearer picture of just how far off course we've gone. The easiest way to think about it is that your attention is like the director of a movie that is your life. There's this idea from researchers called the needs-based account, and it's pretty simple. It says the one core job of your attention is to grab all your mental tools, your perception, your memory, your thoughts, and aim them like a spotlight at whatever you need to do to survive and, do well. And this is where you can see the whole system just breaking down. When your attention is working like it should, it filters stuff for you. But in today's world, that filter is just overwhelmed, and you get information overload. Its job is to help you decide what to do. But when you're flooded with a billion choices, you just get decision fatigue. And it's supposed to organize your thoughts. But with constant interruptions, well, you just get mental disorganization. And here's the key takeaway. It's not that our brains are suddenly broken. It's that the environment we're putting them in has been completely and radically changed. So, how did our environment get so hostile to focus? Let's jump into the backstory, because this crisis didn't just pop up overnight with the first iPhone. Oh no, the groundwork for this was being laid for decades. The kind of media we use literally shapes our brains. If you go back to the 1850s, print was king. Books, newspapers, this created what some call the typographic mind, a mind that was just trained for long, linear, rational thinking. Then along comes television in the 60s, and suddenly information gets chopped up into these short, entertaining little nuggets. And now? Well, now we live in what's been called the internet shallows, just a chaotic, buzzing swarm of distraction where that's the default setting. And you can see this change so clearly in our politics. In 1858, the famous Lincoln-Douglas debates would last for 3 hours. The first speaker would talk for a full 60 minutes straight. An hour! The audience was just expected to be able to follow along. Now, fast forward to 1960, and the first televised debate between Kennedy and Nixon. The entire debate was only an hour long, and the opening statements were just 8 minutes. The whole focus had shifted away from complex arguments and toward quick sound bites and, of course, how the candidates looked on camera. And that historical shift leads us right to today, and to what we could call the crime scene. We are now living in a hostile design environment. That means our digital world isn't just distracting by accident. It is deliberately built to capture and sell our single most valuable resource, our attention. And listen, that is not a conspiracy theory. That quote there is from Sean Parker, the very first president of Facebook, basically admitting what the game was from day one. He said the core question was, how do we consume as much of your time and conscious attention as possible? And he said they did it by giving you a little dopamine hit over and over again to keep you coming back. This whole business model has a name. It's called surveillance capitalism. It is an entire economic system built around one thing: watching everything you do online. And the goal isn't just to sell you a pair of shoes. It's to predict what will keep your eyeballs glued to the screen for just one more second, then feed you more of that so they can sell that slice of your attention to the highest bidder. And the tools they use for this are now just the background noise of our lives, right? The infinite scroll that means you never ever reach the bottom of the page. The push notifications designed to create a false sense of urgency. The recommendation algorithms that know what you want before you do. And of course, autoplay, which makes the decision for you that yes, you are going to watch the next video. Every single one is a carefully engineered weapon in the war for your focus. So this is way more than just a minor annoyance. Stealing our focus has massive consequences, both for us as individuals and for us as a society. So what are the real stakes here? What do we actually lose? Well, for one, we lose access to flow states, that incredible, satisfying feeling of being totally absorbed in what you're doing. The author Johann Hari says it best: being fragmented all the time makes you smaller, shallower, angrier. But flow makes you bigger, deeper, calmer. We're also seeing a drop in empathy because really understanding other people takes sustained attention. Our stress levels are going up because those notifications keep our brains on constant high alert. And maybe the most dangerous part of all, it's a direct threat to democracy. I mean, how can we solve huge, complicated problems if we can't even focus on them long enough to understand what they are? So all this brings us to the path forward. If our focus is being systematically taken from us, how in the world do we get it back? The whole debate really comes down to two very, very different approaches. On one side, you've got the individual fixes. You've heard them all: turn off your notifications, do a digital detox, learn to meditate. Some critics call this cruel optimism, because sure, those things can help a little, but they put all the blame on you? You're expected to fix a problem that multi-billion-dollar companies created. But the other side is calling for a systemic rebellion. This approach says, hey, it's not you, it's the system. The real solution is to fight for huge structural changes, like actually banning surveillance capitalism, or shortening the work week, or letting kids have more unstructured play, things that fix the root cause. So really, that's the choice we're all facing. We are living in a world that is actively designed to fracture our minds for profit. So the question becomes, is it enough to just build your own little fortress and try to protect your own focus? Or is the only real solution to band together and demand that the environment itself has to change? The answer to that is going to define what our minds are even capable of in the 21st century.